Hi, welcome. I'm Jessie Walters from Charles Rutenberg. I'm here today with Cheryl. She's from Nightberry Title. Cheryl Alvarez Herny, Nightberry Title Services, and she's going to explain to us how to use the Nightberry Agent One app. So, and why she would be explaining this to us is because you're buying or selling, there's certain costs that are standard in the state of Florida, and this app's going to help explain all of that. So you're going to be a professional, right?
We're going to try to make you a professional.
We'll see. We'll see. So the first thing, we have this Nightberry One app, and it's something you can just download on your phone. If you're a realtor, it's going to be a key thing for you to have in your phone ready to go, and you don't have to bug the title company like I do all the time.
But that's okay too.
Because I'm always like, what if I mess it up? Did I do it right? You know? so we can pull it up and stuff so we can go through it. There's interesting stuff.
Okay, here we have our buyer screen. And like I said, it's just up at the top there. And we have our buyer screen. And first we have options. We do conventional, we can do FHA, VA, cash. You've got a couple of options there. We're just going to go, So when it throws in, whatever, sometimes what your down payment should be and what it is or anything like that. We're just going to do a conventional. Just
that's the most popular
makes
right
it
now,
easy,
so,
right? Yeah, sure. Nobody wants to wait any longer. And we're just going to go with a $350,000 house.
Yep.
And then as far as your down payment, we can do percentage, 10%, or we can do an amount.
Oh, okay.
So I think most people are percentages. I think
so
conventional.
Depending on conventional. So I've seen 3% conventional is most popular right now. It's like 5% because they're
5%.
Switching people over from FHA to conventional.
So they're trying to go with less.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do 5%. We can switch that. Let's do a 5%. Interest rates, is that right? Our interest rates, 5.25%?
Ooh, that's not
Or is that low?
That's too high. We're not doing gas prices.
I don't know. I don't know. You'd be surprised at the interest rates out there.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
Yeah.
Put your seatbalt on.
Yeah.
So we'll put the most average interest rate you're seeing. You're at the title company.
Well, I'm going to say, I don't think that I've seen, we might be threes, no, fours. We'll go with a 4. We'll go with a 4.
Okay.
0.25.
Okay, that sounds right.
All right. So 30 years is normal usually.
Yep, average, yep.
Yep. Hazard insurance, it just kind of populates it on the...
Based on the amount?
Based on amount, yeah.
Okay.
What kind of percentage you need. And then taxes, this will fill in, actually, I just had it updated. It'll fill in with the millage. That way it'll populate it correctly based on that Pasco County. So that'll be based on millage.
So because I know a lot of times people don't understand that the house after you sell it gets reassessed for the current millage rate.
And at the end of the year they assess anyway, and it's going to go with the purchase price.
Yeah. So if you have like someone who's lived there, say an elderly couple, and they're going to move up north, and then they've had their taxes are $400, and you're like, oh, I'm so excited, taxes are only $400 here. Next year, they're not going to be $400.
No, they're not.
They're going to be based on the actual value of the home.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just like, clarify.
So, yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting.
So let's just say, because the millage rate is not filled in, let's say taxes on the $350,000 house is about what?
Well, at least, let's just say, between 28 and $4,000.
Let's do
$3,000 in the middle.
Let's do $3,000.
Okay, let's do in the middle.
Let's go with 3. All right, and HOAs, you can fill that in monthly, annually, whatever it is.
Good.
So you have that option too, if you live in an HOA community or not. We're just going to leave it blank, and we can choose our closing date. Let's just go 30 days out.
Okay.
We're going to have a good lender. Everybody's on target, producing docs. Mm-hmm. And we're going to just hit compute.
Okie doke.
And it's working its magic.
It's thinking.
And there you go. Bam.
Oh, wow, that's great.
So it gives you what your monthly payments will be.
Based on your interest rate.
Based on your interest rate.
Yeah, and your mortgage person's going to tell you this too, because say you're in a flood zone, that's not going to be included. And say the HOA, you might have to add that in. And say you have a monthly, like mainly it's the monthly HOAs that can
HOAs that'll throw in your escrows.
Yeah, and also a lot of buyers, things that may not be on there is a lot of buyers will say oh, I'm getting a really good interest rate. Yours might be 4.5, but I'm going to get 3.9, and there's points, and they add that in there too. So that might, you know what I mean? So ask your lender just to verify if you have points. People are like, what's points? What are you talking about?
Yeah, points. What are points? All right, let me get out of the screen here. Okay.
So that's pretty
Whoa,
interesting.
Let me go back.
Okay.
Oh, back to our buyer screen here. I'm sorry. All right, so, come on. All right, is it not going to go back? There it is. Okay, so here we are. Here we are. Monthly payments and what you are going to bring to close based off of that 10%.
Right.
So it breaks it all down for you. And then you can also do a smart compare. And this will tell you just a different, how much, 20%, 10% down, 15 years.
Right.
So it gives that breakdown for you. And
Okay,
again,
so you put a little bit more down, or if you go 15-year
Right.
loan. See, now, if you're going to live there your whole life, the 15-year loan, I think is, for the difference, is good.
Is worth it.
If you're one of those
Right,
people like,
I agree.
we're not sure how long we're going to live here, blah, 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 then go with the 30-year loan, you know, but the 15-year loan is great if you're going to live there forever.
you know this is your forever home.
Yeah, because you make a higher payment, but
Right.
then you're done. You
But
have
you're
15
done.
years,
Yeah.
you know, you
Yeah.
can retire.
I don't know about retire, but.
You can retire. I'm going to tell you right now.
All right, then we're going to go into loan details.
Okay.
And then here again, it gives you home price, $350.
Yeah.
Your down payment was 5%. So that's $17,500.
Right, so you need to bring that.
Your total loan at 4.25. Now you're up at 332 is what your actual
Balance, what you're financing.
Right, what you're financing.
Yep.
And that's the APR.
Okay.
So the principal again, here,
Same.
your interest, which we never want to
Oh
look
my
at
gosh,
that.
you never want to look at
you
this
never want to
page.
look at this page. Don't ever go to this page. However,
You feel so terrible after. I only paid $1 million for my
I know.
$350,000 house.
again, going back to that 15-year loan.
Yeah. Yeah, then I only paid $500,000 for my $300,000 house. Oh, I like that page. So what did you end up paying on there? Go back to that page.
Exactly. So this is the same page. It just scrolls down. So the loan
Okay,
details
so-
up at the top, see
so
the loan details.
Can you
So
do it all the way to 30 years? Let's
You
see what
can
they
go
ended up
all the
paying.
way. So let's go down here's your 30 years.
Okay, so it doesn't really show, so the
click on
the
30
bank will
years.
show the amortization of the total. Maybe it does show it.
Let's see if it gives us the,
You know what I mean, with the total,
Right.
because they actually, you know, at the closing, you'll go through
yeah,
that.
they'll
the
tell
bank
you
will have
what
it.
went to interest and what goes to.
Yeah, and it's amortization's opposite. So you see, you know, like I said, like the $1 million sale instead of,
Right.
You know, it could be a little sad.
Yeah, and right here it just gives you like what the first year is going to be, you know, the month. Oh, there it
okay.
is right there. Month 1, month 2.
Yeah. So
Up
'cause
to a year.
A lot of times on that, you'll make your payment and you think, well, I paid all this money, but the front part of the loan is interest. So
Yes.
So
you
you
paying a
didn't
lot
pay
of interest
anything.
up front.
Yeah. So you still owe the same thing. People are.
Yeah.
It's confusing, but
It is. It is. Like,
so that's pretty neat.
that's a little
So you can
deflating, like I'm paying all this in interest, but as you pay your loan, you're like see more going towards principal. which
Right.
is- yeah. But it's going to take you a while, but you'll get there.
Yeah. So that's
So
pretty
that's
neat.
yeah.
So if you can see, so what so a lot of times people will say, okay, the 5%, I'm going to bring the 5%, but then they have those closing costs. So what was the total closing cost they had to bring to the table based on 350?
So we can go to detailed closing cost.
Yep.
And there it breaks everything down for you. Your
Okay.
prepaids, your title fees, in all your other, throws in your doc stamps, your intangibles, recording fees. You know, some of this
Yeah.
is an estimate, so some of these numbers are going to be high.
Right.
You know, we just kind of take it what, you know, more or less where the market is right now.
Okay, so they were going to bring 5%, which was 350 based on 5%, which was
So-
17.5, or is that right? And then,
So, yeah, total closing costs are $10,755 plus, you know, you got to
10,000.
put in your,
and then the other closing costs, so did it come to 7, but where's
so
the?
total other fees, lender fees, title fees. So let's see what this
Does
edit
that-
button is.
Okay.
Here,
Does that, I was just wondering if it
here you
puts
go.
the other.
So here's your, so it breaks down your insurance. So here's your 14 months of insurance, 4 months of taxes, 15 days of interest.
Okay,
Title fees.
right,
There's your lender fees here. And there are some of these, I mean, you can change some of these. Let's say, oh, well, they're not charging a tax service fee, so let's take this out.
Oh, okay, that's
And
cool.
so you can take it out, and you can, there's some that you'll be able to modify, and others you will not.
Does it add these costs plus the 5% anywhere or no?
So we do, let's hit done, and it'll recalculate for this estimate only. We don't want to do it for all the future,
Yeah, I know. Lock it in there and you're like, where's this fee?
right?
Negotiation fee, I have to add that
So,
in.
and it changes just by a little bit, not a lot.
Right. There you go. Bring to close 28,000.
28,000, yeah.
Right, there it is, okay.
Yeah.
Because they'll say, my lender said it's 5% down, and then you have your closing fees that you're going to bring too, and you're going to add that in, so that one's 28,000, so that's
right.
good. It has
And what you can also do, like, well, 22, that's a lot. I can't afford 22. And well, what can you afford?
Right.
Where would you like to be at? So what we can do is you can go to that monthly payment, and you can actually edit that monthly payment right there. So, Jessie, what can you afford?
Right.
I don't know, let's go with,
I have teenagers. I can't afford anything at all.
my screen just kind of disappeared.
You're up again on here.
Okay. Let's see what happened here. Okay, here we are. So let's edit our monthly payment. We're going to edit to, well, I can afford,
$350. I'm just kidding.
You better keep renting.
Yeah. That's it right now. That's all I got to.
All right, let's say I can afford $1,850. I'm like, okay, let's go to $1,850, and we
Okay.
can hit done. Now it's going to calculate what here we are. Now it recalculates it all.
So does it take the, let's see.
Let's calculate it here.
Yep.
There we
It's
are.
going to change my purchase
So
price?
it's going to change everything. It changes everything.
Oh, okay. So
now-
I got to put more to.
Well, you got to put more down.
Okay,
or
so
it changes a lot of
doesn't
things.
change the home price, just changes what I got to bring to close.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Correct. If this is what you want your payments at, you got to bring more to closing.
Right, okay.
And the same thing, you can do the same thing with edit the bring to close. Well, I don't have $77,000 to close. What are
Right.
my monthly payments are going to be?
Okay.
Well, how much do you have that
Okay,
you can
I
bring
got
to closing?
35. Let's see what happens.
$35 or $1,000?
35,000. No, I told you I have $350 really.
All right, so we have $35,000 to bring to
Okay.
closing.
Okay.
So let's hit done. And it's working its magic
It's thinking.
slowly. So here we are. So now your payments are going to be
Oh.
$2,223.
Okay, and it added some closing costs.
And
on
it changes everything.
Oh, that's
what
cool.
you can bring down, what you could, as far as how much can you bring or what do you want your payments at. You can't have both.
Right, exactly. I want it all.
Yeah. So now this little thing down here, if on your phone, if you turn your phone sideways, if you just kind of shake it, but
Yeah.
on here you can hit this and it brings down. Okay, well this is your different home price offer prices and what your payments will be in
Oh,
principal,
okay.
interest, payments, taxes,
Gotcha.
and insurance.
Gotcha. And
PITI.
again, you got to be approved for that. And then the interest
Right.
rates just went up, so you may have a different
so that
approval at this point.
4.25 we
Yeah.
put in, I don't know. That was
Yeah.
yesterday's rates.
Yeah, you might want to verify that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, and a lot of people don't know that the more the interest rates go up, that pre-approval, it's not accurate anymore. So you might be
No.
approved for 400, and interest rates go up 0.5%.
Do you know what I actually learned I was in Claremont last week, and there was a lender. They have what they call coffee chat, which was a great idea. They just have a few lenders in there, realtors,
Yeah.
just a mix of people. And one of the lenders was saying they have rate shop and lock. So they're able to shop while they're shopping. They can still lock that house rate in. So
Okay.
let's say that you haven't found a house yet, but you want to lock that rate in at 4.25. Mm-hmm. So now go find your house, and you're still going to lock in at that 4.25.
Oh, that's good.
So not that. Oh, that's
Is that a fee?
No,
Is it a fee to lock it in?
no,
Huh.
no. Whatever that rate lock
I wonder
is.
if they do they pre-underwrite them to do that or no? Because sometimes I think that's pretty clever too. The lender will pre-qualify, but then they also will underwrite you. So then when you go to put that offer in, you're submitting an offer that's already underwritten. So you're one step closer.
One step closer,
Yeah, you're
right,
more secure
right.
buyer than just someone who's got the
right,
pre-approval, which is
pre-approval.
good. And then I wonder if they can lock you in at that point.
Right. Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of new, lender. They have the ones where you buy as cash. Have you heard about that?
No.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about it. Pretty much, Dylan from the mortgage firm is going to come in. We're going to talk about it. But what they do is you get pre-approved. Long story, I'll just like sum it up really quick.
Okay.
You get pre-approved, and then you get your lender buys the house, and they buy the house cash, so you're a cash buyer. But then they switch it back, and then you're under mortgage.
Really?
That's like the 5-second. She's going to kill me. That's like the 5-second. It's really easy.
I'm in.
Yeah,
What do I sign up?
Yeah, let's just go buy a whole bunch of houses. Yeah, so she's going to come in. We're going to talk about it just to explain. So that's the kind of the newest thing.
The Linden world's getting creative.
Yeah,
they have to.
Yeah, because we're competing with cash buyers if you're if you're getting financed. So we got this new idea, so they can compete. So it's that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So what interest rates have you seen you were saying in your closings this week?
God, this week
and last week.
I'm probably, but everybody's paying points.
Yeah.
So what I see at 4.25, 4.75, I also see that they're also paying points, which is putting down their interest rate.
Yeah, and so
I've seen a lot of points.
And how many? Or is it still like $1,000 a point or extra or no?
It's hard to tell because, when they pay points, they do 0.25 or so it just 0.75. So it's hard to tell what they're paying for the point, for that point, because I don't know, I don't do math in my head.
I do.
This is what I use.
I got problems, I do. Something's wrong with me, that's okay. I know I'm always like with the,
Yeah.
But that's awesome. So what else, is there anything else?
So then you can actually share, and print it. You can share this, all right? So let's send it out to, your buyer.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
And you can actually pick, there's several templates that you can actually choose. You can, schools are nearby. It tells you what schools are nearby once you put in an address. So if we do find an address, let's just click this little arrow at the top. Find an address. Let's enter, let's see, I guess, I don't know where we're at. Palo Alto High School. We're not locally.
We're near 34668.
34668. Let's see. Here we go.
Yep,
Port Richey. We are definitely in Florida.
Yeah, I think we're going to be, I don't know which one we're going to be, Bayonet Point, or are we going to go to Ridgewood?
Let's see where we're going to go to school. So it's pick up your whole system.
I'm just guessing.
All right, so.
I know it took us to golf. Did it take us to golf?
So let's go to school district, Pasco County School District, Ritchie Elementary, Gulf Middle, and Schwetman Education Center, if that's where you need to take your children to.
I think we're going to skip the.
So it kind of gives you
we're
an
not
idea.
taking her to Schwetman,
So it tells you, well, what's the school zone? What are the schools like? Well, let's look. So, and then again, it even breaks down your internet speed in this area, your walk score. It means how close are nearby restaurants or nearby, things that you can do.
So we'll take a quick 5 seconds, and we're going to go back in here. We'll take a quick 5-second break, and we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. I'm Jessie Walters from Charles Rutenberg, and we're here with Cheryl Alvarez. Did I do it backwards? Or Cheryl Alvarez Herny.
You can throw out the middle name.
Nightberry Title Services. We're on the Nightberry Agent One app, and it's something you can just put on your phone. or you can put it on your computer, and it helps realtors or buyers or sellers. But right now we're talking about buyers, and we were on schools and stuff. So if depending on, you can put the different zip codes and stuff.
Yeah, let's edit our property, and let's just say that we're going to do, let's go 346, let's just do 55. And let's hit it, update.
It might still, because I think you still got Port Richey in. Will it take it out?
Oh, let's take that out. Let's just,
Yeah, like we're still.
all right, it's just when you get used to a computer.
Yeah, it's different than my computer
I know.
too.
All right, backspace. Let's compute Trinity. Oh, there we are. Let's go to Trinity. Let's go to Trinity. All right, here we are. Let's see where it takes us now. I think Trinity has it a couple of options.
Well, it has Starbucks, I know that.
So it's got several schools. So let's just do all the elementary school. Oh, let's just do Trinity. So you got a couple of options on the elementary schools.
Yeah, and it'll narrow it
And if
down
you look
more
at
by
the
if you put the actual address
Right,
in. That's
exactly.
Just the general zip code.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so they got these schools
Yeah.
as well. So and if you hit, and also on the nearby convenience, so things that you like, you can also, what are the nearby golf courses? Hey, you can check, we got to uncheck one, 6 categories. So yeah, I'm not a Starbucks fan, but I'd rather golf. So we're going to do golfing.
Okay.
So we're going to update it.
That's pretty
It's
neat, because
magic.
this is some of them that they'll ask me, like, what's near, so it's good to know. It's still thinking.
It's going to take time for you to kind of play in it and,
Yeah.
and wait, where was that? Wait, what is
That's
this?
awesome. Yeah, because so if you suggest this app to, if you're a realtor and you're watching, you suggest this to your buyers, they can put each address in and find like, okay, especially if they're out of state, what's near
Yeah.
there, what can I do?
Right.
Okay,
All right. So we can now
Did it come up?
share print this PDF, and it's going to come all up again. So there's our still Pasco County School District. So it comes Trinity, Seven Springs, and James W. Mitchell High School.
Yeah, that's
and
the
again,
average,
it's going to
yeah.
be depends on where your address is, because
Right.
you've got this, several schools in that area.
Right, and so what's on the right?
So
Where-
yeah,
where it's-
there's just different templates. Here's a little home estimate. Okay, and then every template is going to come it's going to come branded at the bottom. So it's going to come with your information.
Oh, okay.
So here's a home estimates. So if you want to do this instead of your local guide. So it gives you,
Okay.
again, breaks everything down for you.
Do you have is there input where if I forward that to my customer, my information comes up on it, or no? It's just
sorry, what was that?
Nightberry. So
No, that's what I'm saying. So if you you have the app,
Yeah.
your information is going to populate there.
Oh, okay.
So it would be Jessie Walters, Charles
But
Rutenberg,
what if I
and your
send
phone
it to
number.
my customer and then they download it? Does my stuff, or it just be Nightberry, right?
That's a good question. As far as you mean, send the app to them?
Yeah. If I send the app loaded with my stuff, does it save it or no?
It would not. Let me ask you this: would you want them to play with the app? That way, if they find another realtor and they say, "Oh, look what we have," and rather than you sitting with them.
No, I would rather have all my face plastered all through the whole app. That's what I was asking. I'm just kidding. Yeah, they're like, I don't know, I can't stop thinking about my realtors, like my face, my name, my face.
Yeah.
But if it's just general, then maybe like you said, I'll just share it with them, and then
right.
just brand it, everything.
That way, everything's branded.
Yeah.
With you. Yeah, and so it's got a family report, price at $350, and again, it's
Oh,
just a
that's
little
neat. That's
prettier,
pretty-
a little
put that up.
easy
Let's
on
see
the
if that'll come up.
eyes.
This is pretty neat looking. Yeah, look,
Yeah,
it
so
looks
there's
very
another one there.
professional and stuff too. So you got foods and grocery stores and parks, recreation. That's good. What's the bottom
So yeah,
say?
well, it's got the walk score, how long it takes you to get to the walk to the gas station or the Publix or whatever it is that's nearby.
Okay. Does it
eateries?
have? So on the bottom it has
there's
the.
Sound score, meaning how much noise are you going to hear?
that's
are you
good.
nearby an airport? You're going to hear airplanes go by. Do you live
Right.
near a train track? You're going to hear the trains.
That's pretty neat.
Highway 54 or Trinity Boulevard.
Yeah. No cows no more.
So,
You're gonna be hearing some
So,
traffic.
yeah.
So what about? Does it have? So sometimes people will ask me about like was it Watchdog for like crime? Does it have a crime report on there too or no?
Well, we can, let's see, edit property. Let's edit our property and let's see what it's got. Movie theaters, ATM, pharmacy. No, you better get a good dog. Parks, dog parks.
Dog park.
It does not have the crime.
Okay, because I'll tell them that separately, but I was just wondering if it was on there.
Yeah, that is not on
Be like
there.
a one-stop shop.
Crime prevention.
I have to go right to Debbie Downer stuff. Like, what about crime? Don't worry, I got everybody's back. Yeah.
So you can then email it. You can download it. You can print it. You can share on social media.
Oh, okay.
So you can do all that as well.
Okay, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah. All right.
So you could probably tie that to a listing then. So this listing's $350. Here's an average amount down.
Right.
Here's the walk score. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And if you have open houses, you can here we go. Let me throw this in.
Right.
You can populate the actual address. It'll pop in the actual schools that are there, the nearby, elementary, middle, and high.
Yeah, that's
so
pretty neat.
It's a great flyer for open houses that you can also use.
That is neat.
Yeah.
So what about on the selling side?
All right. So you have a listing. You're going to go show a house.
Yeah.
So, seller's address. I think.
This is what I'm famous for. I just want to be 100%
No, that's not going to work.
honest with the people watching right now that I'm famous for.
Sorry about this, guys.
I'm famous for calling Cheryl up and going, quick, I'm out the seller, right? Are you doing seller?
Let's just we'll do a seller.
So I'm like
That's more like
300,000 at this much commission at this one. How much are they going to net? This is their payoff. And you're
Right.
like, hold on, Jessie. I'm like, I
So
need
let's
it
just
5
throw
minutes. This is going to save my life. I can already tell.
Let's just throw this address in there. All right. So here we are. That's my address. All right. Let's populate this address. Enter estimated taxes. All right. Estimated annual taxes. All right. Interest rate required. So if you have the address, it actually, as you saw, it popped in an address and it picks up the actual annual taxes, what the estimated taxes
good.
are. Interest rate. Let's see what.
So you're doing the seller. Why are they asking the interest rate on the seller?
Because, and the reason they're asking the interest rate is because if you remember the interest rate, you can actually skip that. So estimated loan balance. So that is the estimated loan balance on this property.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it kind of populated it. The interest rate was, 3.2.
Right.
So it'll populate what the
Right.
outstanding
That's
balance
pretty
is.
interesting.
All right, so sales price. Let's see, I'm going to sell my house in there. How much we wanted this price for?
225.
All right, let's
I don't
do
know what's the condition of your
225.
house. You got granite countertops? Come on.
I do. Okay, I have granite countertops.
Okay,
I
so
just remodeled my kitchen.
How many square foot?
Stainless steel appliances. 1,600 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, living, dining.
289.
All right,
Okay.
289.
You don't have a pool, right?
I don't have a pool.
So let's just, that's good. 289.
So then it automatically is going to throw in that 6%. You can change that if you're feeling generous. You can change it to 3%, however you want to change it. And, so here it automatically will pick up 6%.
Okay.
The broker fee. On repairs, you can also have an option to put in repairs. Well, Cheryl, you're going to have to fix these doors. They're pretty beat up. How much is that going to cost me? So I can throw in repairs if I wanted to throw in repairs.
This is good for after the home inspection, because a lot of times they'll give like a couple $1,000 allowance, and then you can come back in here and say, okay, here's,
all right. So we're going to throw in a couple of $1,000s for repairs.
Okay.
Ooh, not 20,000. Might as well give my house away.
Wrong market.
So on the miscellaneous, you can actually, if you do this drop down, HOA transfer fees, home warranty, transaction fee,
Okay, so you can
seller's
get that estoppel.
contribution. So you can throw that in there too. So
So the estoppels, what are they running right now?
Ooh, well, if you have a self-managed HOA,
I was going to say, and Cheryl, what is an estoppel? We just had one, the nightmare estoppel fee.
Yes.
They were like, here, this is the amount, and then the next week they're like, this is the amount. Well, I got to ask you about that.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Yeah.
So, let's say the seller's going to give a home warranty.
Okay.
All right, so let's throw in the home warranty. Home warranty, and the max I'm giving you is $500. No more. That's
Okay,
enough.
and an estoppel fee is the stopping of the HOA fees to the moment that they were, as a seller, that you owed. So they have an attorney do that, so they charge you between usually $200 to $500.
Only an attorney if they're delinquent and you're getting ready to get a lien on the house.
Yeah, the HOA, the
Management companies the management companies
Yeah.
usually, a lot of the companies have management companies who are third-party vendors who charge $350, and if you own a rush, it's $450.
Yeah, and if there's
So-
2 HOAs, people get,
Yes,
so if
2
you pay a
HOAs?
master and you pay the other, you get 2
Community.
HOA fees,
Yeah.
which we can adjust here,
Yeah,
which is cool.
and we can throw that in there. It's, we can do another one. We can throw in.
Okay,
we
so you can put more
we
than
can
one in.
add a field.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can add all you want. So let's do HOA transfer fees, and that's going to be more estoppels.
Yeah,
So let's do a $350 for an estoppel fee.
okay.
All right, so if we're done, we can done, and it will. You might kind of store it, and it'll show it down. It's just saying that it stored it, and it'll show
Okay.
it down in my sheets.
Okay, that's good because then if you're an agent and you're using this, you can go back to the address and show what you quoted them. you know.
Correct. Yeah, and you can
So,
save all these.
if
So
there's
it
any
goes,
difference.
all your worksheets. It'll save all your worksheets. It'll save everything what you've done. If you've been with a buyer, you've taken 5, you've shown them 5 houses. You can have every one of these saved in that app.
Oh, that's good. That's pretty neat.
All right. So then it did my property taxes, my loan balance, what my interest rate based off of. Someone hit compute.
And this is your selling side
This
at
is the seller.
289 and
All
then-
right. So that's what I'm going to
and
net.
Okay, and it even took the loan balance out, which
Right.
If I had agents ask me, I'd ask them to ask the clients or I wouldn't even do a loan balance because that might confuse them with. I mean, I would do personally. I would not.
Yeah. I mean, you can
because-
leave it off. You
Yeah,
don't have
because
to.
some of them have like done first and second mortgages, and they're like, "You told me it was this amount."
Right.
You don't want to.
Right.
So it's like
And
you
again,
just
you got
wanna-
to stress. This
Yeah.
is an estimate.
Yeah. So I take that 174 out and then just say minus your loan amounts,
Right.
and which we can find out, or if you know approximately.
Right.
So that's pretty interesting.
That's my net, 89.6. And again, you can shake this little, or turn your phone sideways, and it'll again break it down. So if I want to
Oh,
net
that's neat.
more, this
Yeah.
is my sales price that I need to put it at, or this is what I need to do to make it work.
right. Okay.
So if the minimum, I want to net at least 70, I can go down as far as 269.
Right. Right. Because like a lot of them will be selling the home to take the down payment to put somewhere else.
Right.
And I think when you just say, well, my house is, like, for instance, as a number rounding up, just say 300, my payoff's 50, so I've got 250 coming back, and that's not necessarily, you have all those closing costs.
Yeah, you gotta throw in
you
those
gotta
closing
transfer
costs.
So when you're saying closing costs, let's break that down a little bit more
So
too.
again, we can detailed closing cost. We
Because-
can
yeah,
hit that
'cause I-
details, and it breaks down all the closing costs. So the total closing costs are 24.
Yeah.
A lot of it are going to be your doc stamps,
Yeah.
your commission, and your owner's policy. Those are the big things
Yeah,
that are
'cause-
going to the costliest.
So a lot of them don't know that in the state of Florida, where the most popular thing is to seller pays closing costs.
Correct.
And these are lists of the closing costs. You have to transfer.
Or seller pays the owner's policy, not
Right.
the closing costs.
Right.
Everybody
Not
has their own closing
loan
costs.
cost. Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
So basically, it's showing that the house I'm selling you has no liens or or any encumbrances on the title.
Correct.
This is a clear title, and so the fee for that clear title is
So that's right here. That's that search fee right here.
right.
And again, that will
title
vary,
policy.
and that will vary. The search fee is 100, and that varies, and
Right.
depending on the county, the city,
Right.
it just has a lot of.
So you got your own. And the policy is
The
$1,500.
policy, that's fixed. That's
Yeah. And then the
So,
documentary stamps
doc
are the
stamps.
transferring of your deed to your new buyer.
correct.
And those are all standard.
And those are standard fees.
And then
Those
you
are
also got to
fixed.
pay up your HOA.
Yeah, and then those are, remember we put in those repairs, the
Right.
HOAs, that's in there, so a home warranty, HOA transfer fee, the repairs. So
Yeah.
this all breaks down.
Yeah, that is awesome. That's pretty cool.
And again, if you want to edit that, you can go in and edit and change some of these fees.
Okay.
And so, you know what? I'm not paying these repairs. They can take it as is. So take that out of there and put 0, and you can hit done at the top. So now you're going to make an additional $2,000. So now, what was I, at 89?
Yeah.
It should be now at 91.
Did it work?
Okay,
Total
so
closing cost, 22.
let's go out of here. So now I'm at 91.
Right. Right. And I wonder if they can pull up each, it doesn't pull up the actual, it just estimates that mortgage payoff.
It just estimates based
Yeah,
off
based
of,
off.
if they remember, what was your interest rate? You can kind
Yeah.
of,
Oh, okay, so
if
ask
they
the
remember
customer.
yeah, right. It'll
Right.
ask you, what's the interest rate on your mortgage. And what it does, when you put in the address, it'll tell you the mortgage that's on there and when it was taken out. So it kind of gets all linked in.
Oh, it does. It actually-
Yeah, it
that's
got
what I was
linked in.
wondering,
When
'cause
you
I'm
saw
like-
that home link,
Yeah.
it pulled it in.
Oh,
So it says,
okay.
there is a mortgage on the house.
That's kind of random too, that, like that number and stuff. That's why I was like, how does it know that,
So yeah,
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, so it just populated it
Yeah.
based off of Pasco County recordings.
Right.
It linked
Okay,
it.
that's
Yeah,
interesting.
it
That
linked
is
it.
good.
So if there was 2 mortgages, it probably would have picked it up.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's pretty awesome that it has all that.
So, yeah.
This thing's smart.
Yeah.
So,
And then again, let's share and print this PDF.
Okay. This is like the 101 on the app.
So there we go.
Pretty
So it
interesting.
gives you everything that,
Yeah. Okay. So
net
there's
to
total
close, it breaks
breakdown.
down all your closing fees. And we can choose our templates. There you go. So it breaks it down differently again.
Okay, great. Yeah, so what's good on this is that they've actually seen kind of a closing statement too before they get to closing, because I think when they get to closing, they get confused because they just look and it says seller and buyer, but then they see fees and they're like, I'm not paying that. I'm not
Right.
paying that. And you're like, well, that's
You're
the
on the wrong
buyer's side.
No, you're not. You're correct. That's the buyer's thing.
Stay on the left. Stay to the left. Seller, stay to the left.
So yeah, so there's all your little things
Okay.
here.
Okay, that's
So
awesome.
different templates here again, net sheets. And on this one here, you can actually, let's go in and you can change it to, let's say your Charles Rutenberg colors are, let's just say they're maroon. I don't know what. Purple. Okay, there's no purple. Oh, wait a minute.
Maybe you guys got to add a purple for me. What is going on?
There is no purple.
Try that blue. That was
This one?
pretty much close enough. No, the other one.
All right, let's
Got to
see.
get picky on this. I only got 14.
This one?
Yeah.
Let's do that one. All right, so it changes it all pretty. It's still blue.
Oh, there you go. That's close enough.
All right, so it just changes it to, those are your colors.
That's pretty neat.
You can also, let's do,
Wait a minute. Hold on one sec. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back, and we're going to tell you more about this app. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Jessie Walters with Charles Rutenberg. Cheryl Alvarez Herny is joining me today from Nightberry Title Services. As you guys, if you've been watching the whole thing, we're going through the Nightberry Agent One app. I'm like, what? Say that 5 times fast. Nightberry, yeah. So we're going through that, and it's super interesting because it has so many things that your customers ask you. So it's
Yeah.
so much information on here. Okay, so
and again, it's not just laptop. You can also put it on your phone and your desktop. So you can do both.
Okay.
Because I know realtors, when you're out, some of you carry maybe your iPads or
Yeah.
whatever, but your phone's usually the most, let me pull out my phone,
Yeah.
and it'd be right on there.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
So on this net
there.
sheet here, you can actually edit property.
Okay.
And you can put in the client's name. So let's just I'm going to put Jesse's name on here, okay? So Jessie.
Okay.
So there's the address. So the notes. No, I've taken notes through the process. No, vaulted ceilings. I want vaulted ceilings. Pool. I want a pool. These are just notes that,
like
or let's do granite. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Let's go back. Okay, so this property address, so you remember.
Right.
Granite countertops.
Right.
Granite, oh, if I can't spell, countertops.
That's okay. We're not going to hold this against
What do they call appliances?
appliances.
Stainless steel.
Okay. And then they always are like, I want
Stainless
laminate too.
steel.
I hate carpet. I hear that a lot.
Okay, this is wood floor, so then this
Ooh.
house is not going to be working for you. Wood floor. All right, so then if you
Is
have
that
taken...
real wood? I'm just kidding.
No. So and if you have taken pictures, you can actually upload the photos, add property photos. You can just go
Okay.
here and it'll take you to wherever your pictures are saved and you can upload the photos.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So you've got that. And if you
Oh,
have a
that's
link you want to click in there, you can put in the video link if you took a video.
Yeah.
And then we're going to hit done.
And I usually don't, because you have to call the agent and ask for a video. Like if you're not the selling agent, if it's not the one that's on the MLS, you can't just go in people's houses and take video. I mean, you have to ask permission for video.
For videos, I can.
Yeah. And then also, if you're taking video of the buyers, you have to also disclose that too. So there's a video
Is there-
update information on that now too.
So then let's go
Just so they don't go like, you told me I could take videos and
share print PDF, and we're going to go here. And now your notes are down here that you took on this house.
oh, okay.
And if your pictures show in, it'll come in. Let me see let's see. It's this one right here, and you can see the pictures if you download pictures. It'll
Oh, okay,
Your
great.
house will pop in.
Oh, that's neat. Okay, that's good. Yeah, because you could literally
But-
just take a picture of the front page, the MLS picture
Right,
to
and
match
put
it
it
up
on
in
there.
there. Yeah, that's good
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Pretty neat.
yeah. So you've got a couple of templates here that you can go with, and again, you can share them.
I feel like this grew since has it
Social
always been
share.
like this or?
It has.
Oh, it has?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I feel like I went on it and there was like 2 pages but I never knew to, you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
everything is live on there. You click
Yeah.
everything on there.
Oh yeah, there's
pretty
so
awesome.
much information in
Oh,
here.
yeah.
There really is.
great.
I'm going to go switch over to calculators.
Okay.
Rent versus buying. That's one of the big ones.
Yeah,
Rent
that's-
versus buying.
That's one of they ask me that all the time. Well, I'm spending, I think they're always like, I'm spending $1,300 a month. If I switch that, so show me that. Can you
All
do
right,
it like
so
that?
let's do rent versus buy. Let's say you want to go buy a house, and let's go to FHA. What is your current rent? Current right now, what? At least
I
$2
just-
grand?
Yeah, I mean, the
do you
average,
do?
I usually say, the old was 13, but I'd say 1,800 right now. I'd
1,800?
say,
All right. Well, I'm paying 1,800
right now.
Home price. What kind of home price do we need to look at?
I mean, I would say 350.
350? All right, let's go with a house at 350.
Because you can't find anything for.
Nothing right now. No.
Yeah.
And down payment 3.5. I mean, that we can always play
That's
with that kind of
FHA.
stuff.
Which
Right,
no
that's
one-
right. It calculates it because it's FHA.
Right. And no one's really accepting FHA.
I know, that's
FHA
really
is so
sad, though. That's
yeah,
just
my
sad.
VA buyers too. You have to, and I did a whole segment on, how to write up an offer for, like your VA buyers. You want to put that letter. I call it the love letter for the house. You have to, but you have to be careful now too because there's been lawsuits about those letters. So you have to keep it vague, but then you also want to say, I'm a veteran. I love
Right.
your house. But you can't go into. You're not allowed to specify any.
I heard that was
It's a little
coming
touchy.
up, that what they call like love letters or
Yeah.
something to the sellers to pick me, pick me.
Yeah, and so a lot of people care about who's going to buy their house, and they want someone who's just going to love that house. Not necessarily. You can't pick because then it gets discriminatory of like, well, this is a family. I only want a family. That's discriminatory. You can't do that. But what you can do is say, I really love your house. I love the location, and I'm going to love your house as much as you guys did. And I can see how much TLC was in this house and this great home.
So it's just very generic then.
Yeah, you have to keep it vague, or it can turn into like a lawsuit type situation, believe it or not. Who would have thought?
But, I would think as a seller, I could have that option.
Yeah. You're going to sign that in the listing agreement. You're going to sign that there's no discriminatory. You're not picking anyone because of. So I had a customer. They said, I don't want to sell to an investor. I only want to sell to a homeowner. And there's like a fine line of, you know what I mean? So I understand that,
But discriminatory, is that based in general, or is that when you're going discriminatory race, religion, ethnicity?
Yes.
So if I'm not discriminating that way. I just want a family. I have a 10-bedroom house. I want a family that's going to benefit from all the bedrooms.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it literally it is discriminatory because now you're discriminating against a single person, or you know what I mean,
Okay.
or you're discriminating about a couple that may not be able to have children, or you're discriminating against
my gosh.
elderly, or you're discriminating. So like they have a fine line of like, so you have to say, you can say I want to raise a family here in your letter, but you can't say, you know, it's just a fine line. So I just tell my
So
customers,
you don't know if they're married or if they're single. I just want to raise my family.
Yeah, exactly. Or I can see myself living here and retiring here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love your home, and I'm a veteran, and I defended our country. I mean, that's a nice, strong letter. That's not. There's no, you know, they don't know. I mean, you're gonna sign your name so they'll know if you're a male or female, but they're not
Right.
discriminating on anything. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of vague.
Yeah.
But I could go into the letters that were in the lawsuit, but I mean, you can kind of figure it out. You know that people get crazy. Like, I'd rather have this couple than that couple.
Of course.
You can't do that. You have to pick the highest bidder, really. You know.
But I think too, though, and I've done a couple of closings where the seller's like, which couple was it? Do you know? I said, no, I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
I've talked to them. I said, I can tell you they're married. That's all I can tell you, or they're
Yeah.
single. That's all I can really tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Because I haven't met them, to what they look like or who
Yeah.
they are or anything like that. Well, because we really like this couple, but we don't know if that's the couple that got it. So you know, it's kind of
I know we
funny
sat
to
down
hear
and
them
talked
talk.
to them, and we really like them. We hope that they won,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but they have no idea. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually, and it used to be before COVID, we all sat in the same room, and it was kind of like a party in there because the buyers would be signing their
Yeah.
paperwork, and the sellers
Yeah.
would be chatting. And
Prior to COVID, they all
Yeah.
met. Now it's like very rare that they even come together
Yeah.
anymore.
I know I had my seller just go in and sign. She's 15
Right.
minutes in and out, and, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So here is the buyer's cost at here
Okay.
and rent cost.
so we're at rent
So-
versus buy. We're at $1,800 a month.
And so if you look at down here on the buyer's cost at 40,000 here, and then here are all your rents, right here. How
Oh, wow.
much? So at 350K. So if you look at here, you're going to break even by buying in a year and 10 months.
Yeah, and it looks like the rent cost, you're gonna, that's majorly up, but I can't see
It's-
as far as I know the yellow is way up there, right?
Right, it's at 1.05.
Okay.
So just 1.1 million. That's what
Yeah,
it's
so
at.
you're gonna wanna, definitely, obviously on this
Yeah.
one, you're gonna wanna buy, and then there is, conventional loans at 3% too, because I know a lot of FHA buyers.
Right. So
can't-
yeah, even if you
can't
do
win the
this,
bids.
we can switch it to conventional.
Actually do 5%, because that's
Okay, so let's do.
that's what I have everybody switching
We
over
can do
to.
5,
Okay.
and let's compute again here.
And remember, yeah, on this, the more, with
So
your bidding,
then-
the more money, cash you have down.
There you go. Here you're going to break even
better
in
it
2
looks.
years.
Okay.
And then you can change this here. Let's just move this over to, let's see, let's drag it over.
Oh, wow, you can change
So you
everything
can
on
change
there.
that there.
Yeah.
So in 10 years, this is the gain, I suppose, at 165.
right.
So it kind of changes. Now you're looking at your rent cost over 10 years is 241 and versus buying the 76.
yeah.
So it makes a big
so you
difference
can
as
kind
the
of do the math
years.
too. 1,800 times 12 times 10 is how they got, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I know people get so upset because they're like, I just paid for that house. I just threw all that money away, you
Right.
know?
Yep.
You know, even when the market crashed, I told people, I'm like, just keep your houses because there's no sense in going just renting and then you just feel like you're throwing money away. At least you get to stay in the house where you raise your kids,
Right.
even though they're upside down. And those people that stayed in their homes are now like doubled up again.
Right,
You
yeah,
know, they're back
yeah.
where 2006,
Yeah.
2007, you know, to,
Yeah.
so that's pretty
And then,
interesting.
so let's hit this little toggle button at the bottom. Let's see, can you?
So I think when I was on here, I didn't realize
So-
that everything kind of
Let's hit this toggle button
was
again.
movable.
There we go. So here's Here's your, since 1988, rents have increased by 3.5%. Look what's coming next. So in the year 2027, rent could be up to 21.
Holy smokes.
So get in your house now.
I know. Get motivated. Yeah. Well, especially this year before the interest rates get back up again, because they're projected to go up 3 times. And I believe we already had quite, increases. What I mean? We had 0.5% just the other day, So, so as soon as the Fed adjusts that rate, and then like I was saying too, is if you got approved for 350 and the Fed or the interest rates are going up, your approval might be around 325 now or 300. You need to talk to your lender and make sure your approval is not going down as the interest rates are going up.
Right. So and I just hit it on payment instead of the cost. I hit payment here.
Yeah,
and so these are your payments. $18.90. You have invested.
Right. So you're paying $18.99, and you're versus the $1,800 rent. So what should you do? Obviously, buy.
And obviously you're living in a bigger house, not just sharing walls and hearing the noises.
Right.
Yeah. Equity.
Yep.
How much equity you'll have in your house.
Tax savings.
There we go.
That's pretty good. That's awesome.
So in 10 years, this is your appreciation is a $143,000.
Right.
What's going towards principal.
That's
and then
cool.
Our net sheet. Look at the time.
This is good because I had someone just ask me. She's like, I'm renting. Well, they were okay. So right now, with say young, a lot of younger people are trying to purchase and stuff. And she said, well, should I rent? Should I buy? Should I? And she wanted to use her VA loan again. Right. Should I buy a piece of land and stick an RV on it? Should I buy a piece of land and put a mobile home on it? Oh, should I buy an RV and pull it into an RV park? And I'm like, okay, so if you buy an RV, if you buy a piece of land and stick an RV on it, you have to make sure that it's zoned for that. And there's no.
You can do hookups too.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's really nowhere that I think it's totally. I don't know if there's a place where you can just have your pole and it's legal.
Yeah.
So you have to call the county and you have to verify that. If you buy an RV and you pull it into an RV place, you're still throwing money away because you got to pay the lot fee and the dump fees and all.
Yeah.
And then so if you buy a house and you have a VA loan, a lot of times there's a lot of small builders which I have contact information and stuff like that for, which will take VA. And there's not the waiting list, but a lot of big builders, you still have, still highest and best. Right. But you can get in with the VA loans and so zero down.
Right.
And then, it gets confusing. But this is good.
So here, if you, stay in your house 10 years, this is what your house will be at.
Okay.
And then again, you can just change it down here at the bottom. Well, I just want to stay 5 years. Well, okay, you can stay 5 years.
Yeah, and that's an investment. See all that money that they made by just paying their payments in the house?
All right, so you've made no money at closing now.
So you stay in there for 10 years. It's all tax-free too. So up to $250,000. I believe it's per person. You can check with your accountant, but all that. So you got that 180, and you're like, okay, now we're going to go, I don't know, on cross-country vacations and stuff like that. Or you got that 180, then you can go put it down on the next house.
On the next house,
and have loads of equity. And then go to the next house. And then when you're ready to retire, maybe sell the big house and go back down
to the little house.
To the little house.
Yeah.
Or you can just go, I know a lot of people just go take all the equity out and buy a boat, buy an RV.
Yeah, they do. It's time to live. I'm going to live in this little 1-bedroom, 1-bath studio, and I'm going to live life. Buy the car they've always wanted. All the toys they've always wanted.
They're driving a Lamborghini and living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Right. Whatever makes you happy,
I just needed some place to put my head at night.
Yeah.
That's it. So a lot of things here. We got Smart Compare. If you have multiple offers.
That's pretty interesting.
Sell to net, monthly affordability. Here is the iBuyer comparison because I've downloaded this app. Well, iBuyer comparison, that would compare your, not your door, open door, your offer pads. Well, they're not charging me, any closing fees or any closing costs. But they charge you like a service fee.
Right.
Well, I don't have to pay commission. Well, if you look at some of these iBuyers, their service fee is way more than what they would pay in commission.
Right.
They actually net more.
And I know we're running out of time, but I won't mention any of those buyers specifically, but I will say that they also have a very long repair list. And they say, oh,
Right.
here's your amount.
Yeah, exactly.
And I tell them, you're going to, literally, it's usually they lose about 20 to 30,000.
They do. They do.
Is my average. And they'll say, well, if you don't sell, if you don't sell in a week, I'm going to have this buyer. And I'm like, just give me 30 days and we'll get it done. You'll make
Right.
20, 30 grand more.
Right. And this iBuyer comparison will show you this is what you could have made, because realtors, again, will say, well, this is what we can get for it. Your iBuyer is going to say, I'll give you 220 when your realtor can list it for 270.
Right.
So there you've already lost that gap, plus the service fee, plus repairs that they come in and
Yeah, they do that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the hedge fund people, they do that too with their repairs
Right.
and stuff. Don't get me started. But that's awesome.
So, yeah.
So if you guys have time, we're at Nightberry Agent 1, and it's spelled out ONE. And just go on there and download it, and then you can just play around with that whole app. If you guys have any questions, there's a chat button on the side or a message button. You can reach out to Cheryl. And if anybody has any questions, please give us a call. And thanks for joining us today. And we're here if you need anything, buying, selling. Give me a call. Jessie Walters, Charles Rutenberg.